Hey, Jason here with World Compassion. Just had an opportunity recently to sit down with a longtime friend of ours, a gentleman who has a wealth of knowledge of what's going on in the Middle East. He talks to Middle Eastern leaders often, military generals, political leaders, people of influence in governments in the Middle East. General George Sada. Many people who have followed World Compassion over the years know of General George Sada. He is the author of Saddam's Secrets. He was an air vice marshal in the Iraqi military under the time that Saddam Hussein led the nation, and was able to sit with him and to hear some insider information, to glean wisdom and knowledge and understanding from him about what is going on in the Middle East right now, especially with the United States decision recently to pull away from Syria, Turkey coming in on their offensive, Russia's in the game now. How does Iran fit into this? We were able to speak to a number of these different issues. I hope you enjoy the conversation. Here is part two.
World Compassion are doing a very tough job. Why? Because they are dealing with the results, and the results are because of the politics.
Yeah.
But because we as World Compassion, we are not politicians. We are taking the message of Jesus, peace, to everybody. Therefore, our mission is very complicated. Because we are dealing with an issue is exactly opposite of the others. We are looking about how to help refugees.
I have my opinions. I'm not going to state my political opinions in this scenario,
Yes.
but I have my opinions. But I also can see both sides.
Yes.
I can see both sides just as humans. I can see people's different perspectives, and you can see why it's a conflict, and it's a difficult situation.
That is true, and that is why we as World Compassion, we are very happy if somebody tells us go and create peace there. That's our job. We will do it.
Yeah.
We will go to Turkey, we'll go to Syria, we'll go to Iraq, we can go everywhere and do the peace. And we have got the tools, and we have got all what is needed to create the peace. But definitely there will be a conflict between us creating the peace and the others who are dealing with politics.
Even when you're trying to create peace. So I interrupted you. I want to come back to the bigger picture.
Yes.
And you made the statement, and then we got off a little bit. You made the statement that Turkish views the Kurdish people as terrorists, and we explained why. But continue on down the road of what is the bigger picture with all these players, with Russia, Syria, what's happening, and if you want to, you feel comfortable, what do you see, where do you see this going?
Okay. Well, this is also very important to explain, because now the issue has become bigger. The issue is now between United States of America, Russia, Turkey, Iran, and Syria, and Iraq.
We've got something big brewing.
This is very big. This is the biggest thing now in the hands of the State Department of the United States of America. Therefore, to solve this issue, they should first thing put the title. What's the title? The title should be, according to World Compassion and according to our views, it should be creating peace in the Middle East. To create peace.
I think we've heard this before in the past.
Yeah.
Peace in the Middle East.
Yes. So if we want to create peace in the Middle East, we know what steps all these countries should take. But if we want to get and impose our interests in the areas, that will be very, very difficult. Because America and Russia are there. And then Turkey is not a small country. And Turkey is in NATO. Therefore, it's going to be a big political issue. And a big political issue cannot be solved very easy. It should be solved between America, Russia, Turkey, and especially now, the Turkish, when they don't see America is doing for them what they like, they are going to Russia. So this issue, this playing by the president of Turkey, Erdogan, and the politics of Turkey between America as NATO allies and between Russia, this is a very complicated issue. I think the American politicians will find something new after today. After today, because Turkey have started using their air force everywhere. They are using their air force in Syria. They are using their air force in Iraq. And you know, in this case, even the Iraqi government in Baghdad will ask the Turkish to stop that, because that cannot happen. And now Iran entered, newly, yesterday. Iran entered in the issue, and they are not agreeing with Turkish to get their forces in Syria. Why? Because Iran are allies with Syria as a government, as a regime. So in this case, the issue is becoming more complicated.
Is Russia an ally to Syria?
Yes, of course. Russia is very
Is
allied.
Russia an ally to Iran?
Yes, and then in this case, they are coming, these three, Iran, Syria, and Russia, are becoming as allies in a way. You know, because of course the politics of Russia are huge. They are not that allied with Iran, but in this case,
They
they
would
are
be.
very allied with them because they are fighting on the ground. And that is why the issue is becoming complicated when Turkey enters in north of Syria. And I am really, it's on the front of my eyes, I can see it. There are going to be big things in that area. And I hope it will not bring the parties to a conflict to fight each other, but to create peace. And we as peacemakers, we are ready and we want only that to happen.
If you were assigned the job to create peace in this situation, how would you go about doing that?
Oh, first, I will not go there, not officially. I and my team must go there, sent officially. And that officially, I mean it should be by United Nations. And everybody to agree. I mean, Russia, Iran, Turkey, Syria, they should agree that we
They
can...
welcome you to the table.
Yeah, please come and do the peace.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so easy to be done. Now, it's not difficult. If we go there officially to create the peace, it is very easy, at least to give each one his rights. What are the rights? You know what happened 2 days ago? All the democratic Syrian forces who were with America, after they were not left, let us not say America left completely the Kurdish. No, they don't left. They left because of the conflict. They don't want to be there. Mm-hmm. And you see, as America, they cannot put 1,000 soldiers somewhere where there are thousands and thousands of soldiers of others.
Yeah.
That will be not keeping peace for their soldiers. Therefore, they should really get away from the area. That's one. Second, they should go and talk about the whole picture, how this should be solved strategically. Mm-hmm. And enter there very strong in politics and to stop all this mess. And I feel what the Vice President Pence did with Erdogan, it was a good start. But it is not a good finish.
We're not done yet.
It's not done yet. Why? Because now the Syrian Kurdish, when they felt they have been left by America, they went to Assad as Syrians and they told him, we are your soldiers and we will be in the Syrian army. Now 3 brigades of the Syrian army have moved to north of Syria with the Kurdish, but not as democratic forces, as Syrian forces. Now they became legal. They are legal in the Syrian army, entering there, and maybe there will be a fight between Turkey and Syria. Now,
But
as countries.
Russia's kind of the buffer right now.
Now, who is doing to make that not to happen? It's Russia. But we don't know after how many days what Russia is going to do. We don't know. I don't know. And we don't know after Iran entered. You see, now Iran entered supporting Syria. Hey, Turkeys, you entered a country allied with us, friend of us, and you are occupying the country. And these forces that you are talking about them as terrorists, they are now in the Syrian army. So there should be some negotiations. Here where we are start to do the negotiations, the peaceful negotiations. And at the same time, giving the rights of everybody. You see, Turkey must feel secured that their borders are not, terrorists are not coming. According to their ideas, they are terrorists. And we should also look to the rights of Syria as a country and to the rights of these Kurdish people who are now Syrian citizens. We should also give them their rights. Therefore, that is why I always say it is very sensitive and it should be handled very well and dealt with by people who have got nothing to do in it. Like World Compassion, United Nations and the other, let them go and do it. It's very easy to be done.
Be a mediator. Hey, I hope you're enjoying these conversations with General Sada. It really is a great opportunity for us to gain a little bit better understanding of what's going on in the Middle East. But we also want to invite you to be a part of the solution. As overwhelming as it seems in the Middle East sometimes, we really do believe that Jesus is the answer, and you can participate. A simple gift, a gift of $20, $25, $50, or whatever you can give to help provide a blanket to somebody, a heater to somebody, to help a young lady who has been displaced from her city and her home to learn how to sew. Your giving makes a difference in the lives of these people, empowering the local church there to help build relationships with people and introduce them to Jesus, who is the answer. So you can give right here on our website if you want to. We can't do this work without you. It is people like you who are giving, partnering with what we're doing with the church over there, that makes this happen. We love you guys. We appreciate you. Thanks for standing with us.